If you start typing lookup in Excel, you can find the normal lookup available since 2016, horizontal lookup, the new XLOOKUP, but the evergreen VLOOKUP is the basis for every corpo report that you can imagine. That is why I devote the whole lesson to this topic to show you the old way to do it, the new way to do it, so that you can choose the way you wish. But the most important thing is that we need to look up information, since our reports and data are spread between different data sources and different tables. And this is the scenario that will be repeated in all of our exercises, which means we have like a source table and like a result table. And what we need to do is we need to find a part of information, for example, for this salesperson, that comes from the other table in here in the 5th row. And this is actually what you can do manually. I mean, you can find the name and look up manually, but if you have a few records, but you can have thousands of records, or even in Excel millions of records, you need to do it by formula to automate your job. So let's have a look on the Vlookup formula, this time by using the function window, because this is one of the formulas that has a lot of arguments and causes from time to time problems for the beginner Excel users. We will learn the formula from the end, since the last argument should be in 99% cases 0, or you can write it as a logical false argument, but 0 is shorter, so keep in mind that you need to place here 0 as the last argument, unless you know very precisely what you do. So if I wake you up in the middle of the night and I will ask you what is the 4th argument of lookup, you say always 0, and that is the only right answer. The lookup value in this scenario where we have like here 2 tables is usually something that should be right next to your cell. This is most of the cases, this scenario where you are like standing next to a salesperson and you are looking for the information that you have to the left, maybe sometimes to the right, but it's usually to left. So in our case, we can just select the salesperson we are looking there. Then the table array is the second argument that needs to start with the column that has this salesperson name, which means I'm looking for Mrs. Alexandra and I need to indicate the column where I can find this name. This is the argument that is called table array, and in this case I will select 3 columns together. There are many ways to approach that, but this is one that is the easiest, which makes it really easy to learn how this should work. And then I have selected and I see active in Excel 3 columns, and now I need to calculate column F is my first column, column G is the second column, and column H is the 3rd column, and I'm looking for the region right now. So I place here number. You can see that the argument number 3 is the column index number, and we can see in here we need the number. So I hit 3 and I can see the result East, which means for Mrs. Alexandra we can find the East region in here. And when I hit OK and copy the formula down, everything will work fine. In a second we will see also in the next exercise the common mistakes that can be made and the problems that VLOOKUP may cause, but this is usually one of the cases that you might expect in real life. You cannot copy the formula just to the right, because it will bring you an error, because relative addresses that we have, everything moves to the right, but you can enter the formula, copy its content and paste it in the formula bar, and then you can edit the arguments. The F until H table range might be even broader, but still you just calculate the columns inside this range. So salesperson name is the first column, branch is the second. I'm looking now for the branch, so number 2 is something that is necessary for me. If I go back now to my formula, there is another way to define the table array. A lot of people claim the second one that I will show now is faster, but I'm not talking here a lot about the performance of Excel. Rather, we are looking for the easiest way to do something. And if you have a lot of VLOOKUPs in Excel, maybe this one would be more effective. This means you don't select the whole columns, but you can select just the cells that are included in the lookup. Excel is not looking up down to 1 million rows. It actually remembers where the range is ending, but there are some performance issues that you should know about. And when you create this formula like this, it will bring us exactly the same result, but there is one trap that you need to remember. If you copy the formula down, maybe in our scenario this will work still, but you can see that this red rectangle is going down, which means I have copied the formula and the table array down. So if you use the second scenario, you should remember about dollars. And if you freeze your second argument table, you'll get always the right result.